We've got that pain, we've got that fierceness, we've got that compassion, we've got that maybe warrior seed, to want to fight, to want to bring a more just world. And how do we keep that in balance without kind of burning out? And what have you learned in the last few months about how folks can handle that?
The art of resting is very difficult, but it is so crucial. And when I say resting, it doesn't mean going and taking a 2 weeks vacation or a 1 week vacation. Like that's quite if we really need it, if we're burning out, um, then that may be the course of action. But to learn to rest in daily life is so crucial. And I think in today's world, we have so much information that we can be connected to the screen time, the noises, the advertisement. Our our consciousness is overstimulated, and as human beings, I don't think we are equipped to receive so much in this moment. And the resting, we may think that resting is not action, but actually it is the resting that gives us more space, more energy in order to continue the action. And in Plum Village, we have many great teachers and many great siblings that are engaged. And there's a one lay friend who comes to Plum Village every year, and he supports and volunteers at the monastery for 2 months as one of his nurturing space in order to heal. And every winter he would go to Myanmar, and there's a civil war, and he is very engaged in bringing aid and support to the villages and the communities that are suffering. And he shared with me that he had the opportunity to speak to one of our elders, Sister True Emptiness, Sister Jung Kang, and he asked her how was she able to keep her stability and her heart of engagement. And he was explaining his situation, and Sister True Emptiness just looked at our friend straight in the eye and said, once a week, you have to commit and offer to yourself a lazy day. And he got very upset about that. He's like, no, but there's no time, there's no space, there's so much suffering. I need to engage. And she just said, brother, if you keep doing this, you will have no more energy to engage. And you are defeating yourself. And he came back a year later, and I asked him, what is new? And he said, brother, what is new is I listened to the wise word of Sister Jangkam. And every week, once a week, I committed, and I even had to fight the eagerness in me to not rest. And I gave myself permission to stop, to listen to soundtracks that are more nurturing, whether it is music or sounds of nature, or it is the Dharma talks of our teachers. And this is not bypassing, this is actually turning inwards to restore, to regenerate ourselves as the earth knows how to listen, how to stop, and how to regenerate. So, all of us as humans, we become very good doers, but we are not very mindful of how we are being alive in this moment and in all of the work that we need to engage in. And so mindfulness here, when we speak about insight, is insight in knowing when we need to listen, to stop, to breathe. And how can we take these moments of resting into the actions that we are doing, right? Like in meetings, can we listen and relax our whole body? That is a resting in the action. Can we, for our lunch break, rather than engage in conversation, can we just eat the food and know that we are eating the miracles of life? Mother Earth is giving us this cosmos that is in a bread, and we get to be in touch, the interbeing of that moment. So in the engagement, there can be direct resting, direct presence, direct being in the here and now. And it's much harder than saying. It is a continuous practice, and I encourage us to find and create sacred moments in the day where we can be in touch with ourselves. We make it a habit, we make it a culture. Like in our monastery, whenever we hear the sound of the bell, no matter how busy we are, we have to stop. We have to listen to the bell, and we have to breathe in and out deeply 3 times. That becomes an act of resting, of stopping, of being present, of restoring connection to our body, because we may be carried away by our thinking, our doing. So having a practice, and we say it is a practice because it has to be um, engaged every day. We have to enable ourselves to this practice every day. So how do we create these sacred practices for us to balance our inner climate in order to take care of the outer climate? So our tiredness is a bell of mindfulness. Our burnout is a bell of mindfulness. And we can listen to that.